All right, Shalom Israel. This is your brother Moato Adawa. I'm coming to you again with another lesson, Lord willing. This will be edifying to those of you who are tuning in. And this lesson really is going to focus heavily on the flattening of the hills and raising up of the valley. And as you all know, that this flattening of the hill represent the elites, those that are in power right now, and the valley represent those that are at the bottom that are being persecuted, that are being trampled upon, which is the tribe of Israel, you so-called blacks, Native American, and Latinos. Okay, the inspiration of this came while I was driving yesterday, finishing up my final move out of the state of California. I heard this news feed that came on. It's talking about a wave of layoff is sweeping the U.S., and there's a lot of firms apparently that are laying off people in the thousands, and they expect this layoff to go even more during the summertime. And actually Epic Economist, which I know some of you actually do tune in on YouTube, actually went into details about this, and I'm going to read a short piece of this little article here. And it says layoffs are sweeping across America businesses in the first few months of 2022. Recent startups like Peloton, which was that fitness virtual fitness thing that they bought out during the so-called crisis, okay, which people could have these virtual fitness trainer train them. That was the end thing. That's gone now because the gyms are open now. And it says, I've already laid off thousands of employees this year. Online car dealer Caravanov plans to slash 12% of the workforce. Even traditionally layoff resistant companies like Netflix are making cuts. And they talk about Ford, and it goes into IBM, and a whole lot of these companies are going to lay off. Now, this is going to be great news for us. Why? Now some people might look at us and think that we are losers because we always wishing bad things on people. No, we're not wishing bad things on the rest of your nation. What we are doing is basically giving you the gospel and what is actually going to take place. And what is going to take place is starting from the book of Isaiah 40 and 4, and it says, every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. Okay, so you have who's at the top right now. Let's take a look at this picture here, and it says Esau of Edom, the elites are at the top. Now we know, okay, that Esau, these Edomites, okay, which is the so-called white people, okay, but there's the elites that's within that, okay, kingdom, okay. Well, Slaki, I like to call them queendom, okay. There's the elites, and they are the one that is governing and actually ruling this earth, which was given to them by Yahweh Shai to rule this earth. Now, before I move further into this, because I'm going to explain this PowerPoint I put together here, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakadash, double honor to the teachers, elders, and apostle of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers that are putting out the truth faithfully, fearlessly, feeding the sheep that seek truth and sanctity from Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, and also to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom. Okay, now let's go further into this here. Now, this is Isaiah 40:4. It says, every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. Okay, so when you take a look at this here, okay, the elites are up here, they're exalted, okay, and who's low? Yasharala, tribe of Israel, so-called blacks, Native American, Latinos. Okay, let's go into Luke again, and I'm going to go continue on in this, and it says, this is the book of Luke, chapter 3 and verse 5, because it repeats it again. It says, every valley shall be filled, and every mountain hill shall be brought low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough ways shall be made smooth. We are right now in a society that is crooked, a world that is governed by the wicked. Okay, everything is opposite. You man marrying man, women marrying women, the animals don't have no respect for you, the kids don't have no respect for you, okay? The LGBTQ rule, okay? The abomination is so many that you could really spend all day trying to list out the amount of abomination that's going on, and you see it every single day as you walk around amongst these people. Now, this is the elite, okay? The kingdom of Edom, okay? Or the queendom of Edom, and you have these 16 other nations that are part of that crafty council. This is the reason, okay? This is the reason, okay? In Job 5 and 12, it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands can perform their enterprise. Now, these are the 16 nations, okay? They fall under Esau, okay? They fall under the queendom of Edom, and they sit down. This is those G7, this is those UN meetings, okay, which Yasharala does not have any representation of, and they plan on different ways and how they could continually oppress the tribe of Israel. a nation that is persecuted. We are known as the poor. Okay, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to disappoint them. Now, in between the tribe of Israel and the nation that's persecuted us, okay, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, you have these dogs. And these are the dogs, okay, that are spoken of in the book of Luke 16 and 21. It says, and this is going into Lazarus and the rich man, okay? And who's Lazarus? Lazarus would be the representation of Yasharallah, Israel, the tribe of Israel, okay? So-called blacks, Native American, Latinos. And who's the rich man? The rich man would be Esau, the Edomites, okay? Here's what it says. It says, Luke 16 and 21, it says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sores. And who are these dogs? The dogs are actually members from these other nations, these other 16 nations. Okay, now if you look at this picture here, what I did is I put a red line here because these dogs are not actually, at the level of the elites up here. They're not at Esau's level, okay, and they're definitely not at the level of these other these crafty council, these leaders of these 16 other nations, okay, that sit down in the UN and come and think of ways and how they could oppress us, persecute us, keep us blind so that we don't know who we are, that we are royalty and we are going to inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay? We're going to be sharing that kingdom with Yahushai when he returns, and moreover, that we do have hope that Yahushai or Mashiach will return and destroy them, okay? And these dogs are these, these Ishmaelites, these Elamites, these Hamites, okay, these Moabites, the Ammonites, all these other nations that you see here in Great Babylon, America, the soup, the most wicked kingdom ever erected in known existence, okay, have set up what? Shops, malls, okay, restaurants, businesses, and guess who are their customers? Their customers come from Yasharallah, okay, because we actually outnumber them. So the little job that we get, guess what? We just give it right back to them. And these dogs, they filter it up to the elites, okay? And the elites control it. So these dogs are licking our wounds. Now, they're not benefiting at the way of the elites, but you can see of this line, they live way above us, okay? But now, again, I'm talking about this level playing field here. I just mentioned when I open up this lesson, okay, that there's great layoffs that are coming. Now, who sits in these jobs, okay, that are laying off the thousands? These tech companies, okay, these companies that do, consulting, analytical work, and all the other stuff like that. Because Jake, for the most part, do, work that's mediocre. That's the reason why we desire to be for the crumbs, okay? We desire for a little bit of snow. This is us right here. It's parched. Look at it. It's parched. There's nothing now here. It's parched. And up here is the snow, okay? It's wet. There's liquid, okay? You can see everything. You can see everything around here. The elites, they can see us, okay? But we can't really see them, okay? They have the ability to see us. These dogs are above us. They actually they're enjoying some parts of what the elite, what the rich are enjoying, okay? Because why? They are members of these 16 nations, and these 16 nations are ensuring that their dogs that are here in Great Babylon, America, okay, are enjoying themselves. And Esau also too have these dogs over the oppressors. These dogs are basically your watchers. These are the people you sit down and you interview with for a job. Okay, these are the ones that you have to go to the 7-Eleven, go spend $8 nowadays for gas. These are the ones you have to go buy your food from. These are the ones, that constantly look at you, like you're nothing. Okay, which we are nothing here in Great Babylon, America. Okay, so these dogs have licked our wounds, they've benefited, but they are also going to be the first one to fall, because when you take a look, they are closer to where we are, and they are going to experience, okay, homelessness. Okay, they're going to be looking up and screaming at the elites, okay, at Esau up here, the top elites, okay, the people who are in the crafty council and going, hey, help us, the same way we are. Okay, they're going to be the one that's going to be oppressed. They're going to actually feel, the heat coming from, Esau's wicked law enforcement, okay, his wicked, sinister, evil, murderous military force that's going to be roaming the streets of America, okay, and including these other 16 nations that are going to be sending their forces over here too, okay, and they're also going to feel the oppression and persecution. This is what's going to go with that playing field. Because what? We know what's going on right now. They're laying the pathway right now for the MOTB. Okay, and right now with inflation really high, this inflation, this famine that's going to be coming here, which Esau has created. Okay, from the power of given to him by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai. Okay, Yahushai and Mashiach, who's given him the power to implement this this the situation right now that's going to create a famine. Okay, high gas prices. Okay, food costs is going to go through the roof, and just an inflationary war that's going to make this place just unaffordable. Okay, these dogs eventually will succumb to us, and they have not had the experience that we have had of living a nightmarish hell for hundreds of years. Okay, so they're going to be down here, and this is going to be that level playing field. These other nations are also going to crumble also too. Okay, that's the reason why Yahushua Hamashiach said every valley should be exalted. We are in the valley. We will be exalted eventually. Take a look here where I'm pointing my mouse. We will be exalted high. Okay, and we are steadily doing that right now. How are we doing that? By turning back to our Maker, to turn back to our power of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim, Rakakadash. Okay? We are returning back to our Maker. Okay? We are acknowledging our sins. We are repented. Okay? And we are holding fast, steady and steadfast to this truth. Okay? And who's going to be brought down? Them. Okay? Esau. That's the reason why. Okay? Job 5:12 says he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Esau crafty people will not be able to perform their enterprise. Instead, they will be brought down low, okay, and we will be brought up, okay? And we will see this transpire in a lot of ways as these people start to want to become your friends, as they start trying to sing kumbaya. Oh, we're all suddenly alike now, these dogs, okay? Gonna go, oh, we're all suddenly alike. And this is gonna be a global thing. But specifically, we're talking here about Great Babylon, America. You will start to notice that these dogs will start to come down low, okay, first, okay, as the rest of these other elites start to be brought down. And guess who's gonna bring these elites down? Okay, Yahushua Hamashiach. He's gonna deal with Esau on a personal level, okay? So I just wanted to bring this out because it brought a smile to my face here. If, you know, every brother and sister out here who's lived in Great Babylon has experienced racism or tribalism, okay, we should call it, because these are different tribes, okay, and that have gone up against us, okay. We've tried very hard to try to, you know, live here, try to make it here, you know, while we were out in the world. But right now, we realize, guess what? There was a purpose. And that purpose is what Yahushua HaMashiach had for us, okay? And we are living that purpose right now, which is what? To go out and preach this gospel and to tell these nations, you're going to be destroyed, okay? You're going to go into slavery. Esau, your doggone God, okay, here on this earth, your ruler is going to be brought down low, and he's going to be put in chains and work his ass off for 1,000 years of brutal, hardcore, oppressive slavery beyond our imagination, because this is going to be the anger of the Lord himself, okay? And then afterward, his spirit will be destroyed, his body will be destroyed, and there will only be 17 nations. And you other 16 nations will be servant to Yasharala, the tribe of Israel, us so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. Okay, so Lord willing, you are edified. Just keep your eyes open here as we're going to watch these other, you know, these so-called, you know, Asians, these so-called Indians, okay, these so-called Africans, okay, Middle Eastern, all these other people over here with all their stories. We're going to see them fall down flat, and then they're going to want to try to become your friends, but they will not be friends with the hopefully elect of Israel. The 2/3 will gladly accept them and probably rob their ass at the same time, and that's going to be good for them. That's judgment. Okay, so Lord willing, you are edified. I'd like to close it by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim, Rakakadash. Double honor to the teachers, elders, and the apostle of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers out there that put the truth faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep daily, and also to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom.